이탈리아무역공사 주최 글로벌 스타트업 프로그램 피칭 세션에 오신 여러분 환영합니다. 네, 저는 글로벌 스타트업 프로그램의 운영을 맡고 있는 어썸벤처스의 김혜람이라고 합니다. 네, 글로벌 스타트업 프로그램은 이탈리아 외교부와 이탈리아 무역공사가 주관하는 프로그램으로 글로벌 시장 진입을 노리는 이탈리아 스타트업을 지원하고 메이드 인 이탈리아 제품을 홍보하기 위해 기획되었습니다. 이 프로그램에 참여하는 동안 이탈리아 기업들은 교육 세션, 멘토링 활동, 잠재적 투자자와 고객 기업과의 만남, 네트워킹 행사, 그리고 오늘 같은 피칭 세션에 참가하게 됩니다. 프로그램이 벌써 3회차를 맞아서 저희 어썸벤처스랑 3년째 함께하고 있고요. 금년도는 패션, 펫테크, 핀테크, 그린테크 등 다양한 분야의 8개 기업을 총 보육하고 있습니다. 본격적으로 피칭을 시작하기 전에 제한 이탈리아 대사님과 부대사님을 소개합니다. 페데리코 파일라 대사님, 그리고 안드레아 첼렌타노 부대사님 자리하셨습니다. 박수 부탁드립니다. 네, 오늘 함께 자리해 주셔서 감사합니다. 그럼 이제 저희 첫 번째 발표자를 큰 박수로 맞아주시기 바랍니다. 첫 번째 발표자는 Ad-hoc 아틀리에의 로렌초 콜루치입니다. 네, 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Annyeonghaseyo to everyone. I'm Lorenzo Colucci, co-founder of Ad-hoc Atelier, the home of Italian artisans. Let's see if it works. Okay. So we started our journey as a fashion e-commerce. Two dreaming guys, okay, maybe meeting in front of a cheap kebab in Barcelona, but dreaming about on how to spread the best products that our beautiful peninsula has to offer. Then we realized that there was a huge lack of offer for high quality and personalized products. Artisans in Italy still operate offline, and businesses need a reliable supplier for events, giveaways, and corporate gifting. So we meeting more than 1,000 of artisans, and we selected the best 60 artisans in Italy. And now we have a catalog that offers more than 500 products that are fully personalizable. Our platform allows easy personalization, worldwide shipping, free returns, and no minimum orders. The target market is huge. We operate in a business that is almost 30 billion euro market. And the achievable market for Ad-hoc Atelier is 240 million. The competition is very polarized. We have a lot of players that compete in the low quality product segments, and they offer a huge range of products. Example of that are Etsy, our Zazzle, our personalization mall. Then we have players that offer high quality products but are focused in a niche market. So they produce shoes, they produce bags, but they don't offer a wide range of products. Our competitive advantage is that we offer a wide range of products and the quality is the highest possible. Then our proximity with the artisans and our strong relationship with them are two strong barriers for people, for new business that want to enter in our market. Looking at the business model, we operate in the B2B and in the B2C. In the B2C, the margin that we ask can be up to 45%, and in the B2B up to the 25%. We help the artisans in all the sales and post-sales activities, leaving them the activity they do best, the creation of the products. We only select the best of made in Italy. All the artisans that we have produced in Italy, we control the production, the supply chain is completely transparent, And another key factor for us is that all the artisans have to be reliable and fast in delivering the products. Looking at the business we work with, we are partnering with the most important hotels in Italy, wedding and event planners, and corporates. We think that the selection of the products is one of our competitive advantage. We want to always reach the highest standards in terms of quality, and because of that, we select artisans with a deep knowledge that really represents the century-old tradition of Made in Italy. When a consumer buys one of the Ad-hoc Atelier products, he must feel the quality and the pleasure to have in his hands the best of manufactured can offer. Cashmere quality, leather premium gloves, and also hand steel sewings. The artisans that we have in our platform are sustainable and they are completely transparent in terms of supply chain. Looking at the results that we had more than 100K in revenues in the B2C, and Korea is one of the main markets, is the best market in Asia for Ad-hoc Atelier. And looking at the B2B, we are already partnering with the most important hotels in Italy, and here in South Korea, we are negotiating with the Four Seasons, with Park Hyatt, and with the Signal Hotel. We started our business last year. Then at the beginning of this year, we were funded by the first institutional investors, and we were accelerated by Impact Hub. For the 2023, we are searching for €500,000 to leverage the B2B channel and increase the partnership with hotels and with businesses. So this money can help us in develop more the B2B platform, increase the presence of artisans in our platform, and then create new opportunities for our business. So we started last year, we had the opportunity to test the market, so then we developed the B2B strategy, and now we are here in Korea to develop new partnership with local businesses and find new investors. The aim is to reach €1 million in revenues next year. So €1 million in 2023, with the goal to reach €10 million in revenues in 2025. The growth has to be also sustainable. In fact, we are planning to reach a positive EBITDA at the end of the 2025. The team is very young, but also dynamic and with expertise. We have, in fact, people like Matteo Todisco, who was the head of communication of Velasca, which is one of the most successful fashion startups in Italy. And then also we have Mirko Pugliafito as a CTO, which has 20 years experience as a CTO in the most important companies in Italy. We had also a lot of covered by the press in Italy, and not only in Italy. For example, also in Saudi Arabia, Vogue talked about us, and the same did Grazia in the UK. And also we won a startup competition last year with EGP Deco in Italy. We had the opportunity for free to create 1 month of out-of-home campaign in Milan. We were present in the most important metro station in Milan and also in all the transportation. And that had a huge effect on our business because more than 4K consumers subscribe to our newsletter and join our business. Thank you very much for your attention. If you want to know more about Ad-hoc Atelier, to see our sample products and see if there is opportunities to do business together here in Korea, please free to contact me. Thank you very much. 감사합니다. And now I leave the stage to Damiano of AstraKode. Thank you.
everyone, and thank you, Lorenzo, for the beautiful pitch. So $10.2 billion is the money spent globally on enterprise development in 2021. However, only 5% of this money was well spent, as only 5% of these solutions went to production. This means that around $9.7 billion went down the drain, and this figure is only becoming more relevant in the future. I'm Damiano from AstraKode, and it's my pleasure to present you AstraKode Blockchain, the first no-code platform for enterprise blockchain development. So what are the key difficulties in developing a blockchain solution? Of course, the technology, as there is limited access to it due to the complexity and stack size involved in developing a blockchain solution. Secondly, of course, is the professionals, as the lack of qualified professionals means that they come at a very high premium and are thus inaccessible to many companies. And third, of course, is the documentation, as the lack of a critical mass of established solutions makes so that there is a lack of documentation and best practice available to others to follow. So how do we solve this problem? With AstraKode Blockchain, our platform, we try to establish 4 main pillars that people can use to solve the difficulties. The first one is the Network Composer, which is a visual environment for network creation. Second one is the Smart Contract IDE, which is another visual environment, but for smart contract development. Then we're trying to build assisted deployment, testing, and auditing pipelines so that solutions can go beyond the POC stage and be meaningful also in a production environment. And finally, our built-in community will provide peer-to-peer support, documentation, and wikis throughout the full development process. So how does the platform really work? Of course, the first step is to design and configure your solution, and you can do so with the visual IDE of your choice according to whatever you're trying to develop. While doing so, the platform will assist you with real-time validation, contextual helps, and wiki links. After that, you'll be able to generate your source code and download it to your machine. Now, since you will fully own the code, this means that you will be able to avoid any type of lock-in and thus be able to evolve or customize further your solution without having the need to use our platform. After that, of course, we also provide assistance for running, deployment, and testing with a bunch of guides, scripts, and environments that will be able to assist you and also guide you even if you don't have the specific technical knowledge that's necessary for that. And finally, throughout the whole process, our community and our learning resources will provide a bunch of tools that will enable you to develop a meaningful solution that is really able to suit your needs. So, how far along are we in the roadmap? Currently, we've released the beta version for the Network Composer and the alpha version for the Smart Contract IDE. By the end of the year, we plan to release the first batch of premium features for the Network Composer and the beta version for the Smart Contract IDE. In the first quarter of next year, we're releasing the template marketplace, which is a very important feature for us, as it will allow our users to get jump-started and be able to deliver solutions more quickly and also with even less technical knowledge involved. After that, of course, we're also trying to cover the full vertical of the fabric and thus the permissioned blockchain, and to do so, we will increase the capabilities of our smart contract IDE with fabric chain code. In the second quarter, we plan to deliver the first iteration of our assisted deployment and testing suites. And at the end of the year, after our foundations are established, we plan to increase the tech compatibility and thus basically focus on the most relevant blockchains that are not currently covered by the platform. So what is our target customer? The company size does not really matter, even if initially we will focus on smaller companies as we feel that the need for our services are higher there, and also since the sales cycle is a bit shorter. We don't really focus on any sector as the platform is general purpose. However, there is, of course, higher demand in some sectors, and so these are the ones that we will focus more initially, for instance, with the template marketplace. Coming to the IT and blockchain capabilities, you will not really need to know much, but just why you will need to basically bring your process or services to the blockchain. And our end users can be categorized in 2 main categories. The first one will be the people that use our platform as an accessibility tool. Those are people basically that will not be able to deliver a solution without the platform. And then there is also people that use it as a productivity tool, so to increase their output and productivity, even if they will be able to deliver a solution without it. We have already a relevant organic traction coming from around 125 B2B and institutional adopters and 325 B2C adopters. The industries where we see the higher attention for our products are AI, education, entertainment, fintech, and IT providers. Next to the organic traction, we're also involved in developing some success cases as pilot projects in the fintech, agri-food, entertainment, and real estate sectors. As you can see from the use case mind map, I mean, this is a question that we often get. So how is blockchain relevant for us? and how can I leverage it to basically create new processes or services or better the current processes and services. As you can see, there are many sectors where blockchain is relevant. I mean, next to the ones that we mentioned already, there is also the legal sector, the healthcare sector, and the supply chain sector. And of course, also logistics, which is a bit of a mix of different sectors. And you can see that these are just the established use cases, but there are even more that are coming to the market every day. So what does the market look like? Starting from the global enterprise blockchain market, which is projected to reach 14 billion euros in 2025, we first narrow it down to the sectors where blockchain solutions are currently more relevant. And then also we further narrow it down by only taking into consideration these technologies that we are currently able to basically produce with the platform. And this will total around 350 million euros when we consider that we aim to reach a 10% market share over the next 5 years. At the moment, since we don't have premium features yet, our revenue streams only come from consultancy, and so these are basically the pilot projects. But over the next years, this revenue stream will gradually phase out, and we plan to reach around 30 million euros revenue in 2025, coming mostly from the subscriptions to the premium features of the platform. The competitors, so the competitor landscape is a bit complex because we have a few direct competitors and several indirect competitors. Solutions like ours are quite hard to build because they require a mix of expertises that not many people have. In general, our key differentiator, and I would say competitive advantage, is the higher accessibility that we provide with respect to people, how can people basically use the platform, and also the higher abstraction, which means that more people can use the platform and it's easy for them to basically get started and also deliver a solution. And then, of course, we have a friendly pricing, which is very in competition with a lot of other competitors, which are very, let's say, old school, and they try to, like, you know, squeeze the most out of the product because they only aim for, like, large corporation and so on. Speaking of the business model, we have a very extensive freemium perimeter where we try not to lock in any feature behind a paywall, but rather we limit the complexity of what you can build with the solution. Of course, you'll also be able to buy the separate features, and so you don't have to subscribe to a pack and buy for like stuff that you don't need, and this is a further way that we try to increase accessibility to the service. Coming to the funding, we already secured a pre-seed fund of around 150,000 euros coming from several investors, and we were able also to secure a safety runway coming from the Smart Start instrument of the Italian government of around 650,000 euros. And this will allow us to invest around 800,000 euros over the next 2 years. At the moment, we're about to open our seed round, and we aim to reach from 800,000 to 1 million euros, and this will allow us to reach Series A by the end of 2024. Coming to the founders, of course, next to myself, Fabiano and Lucia are my other two co-founders, and they have a very extensive experience in startups and entrepreneurship. They've been running another startup, successful startup, for around 7 years at CEO and CTO. And we bring to the table all the key expertises that we believe are needed for our platform to really shine. So for instance, software modeling, DevOps, blockchain development, of course, product management and development, and web technologies. Thank you for your attention, and please don't hesitate to contact me if you want to know more and visit our website. And yeah, so. So it is my pleasure to introduce you now Sofia Pozzi from CodingMoth.
Hello everyone. I'm Sofia Pozzi, marketing specialist at CodingMoth, and today I'm here to introduce you the RaiseGet technology that is about interactions. So let's start with a situation like this. Let's imagine that we want to go to a BTS concert. I know it's not possible anymore now, but we really want to go there, and we really want to buy tickets for that. I do whatever it's possible for me to buy them, and that's why I make sure I'm the first one entering into the server, actually. But somehow, at some point, something happens, And I'm no more the first one actually exiting out of the server. So I became like the 28th or even the 228th. So this doesn't assure me that I will get the ticket that I want. So what's the problem here? Well, the problem here is the e-commerce world as it is conceived nowadays. In fact, there are a lot of issues there, like poor system scalability, crashes, poor user experience, timeout, etc. And all these issues bring to other consequences, such as taunting phenomenon, controversies, and of course, like reputation damage for companies who has this type of softwares and platforms. So we try to create a solution for this, and the solution was actually ranking. So we designed this cloud-based technology, which guarantees real-time processing of high-volume, short-time spike requests, while also preserving the so-called first-come, first-served order principle. What does this mean? Well, this means that in a situation like the one before, when we use our software RaiseGet, if I'm the first one actually entering into the server, our software will make you sure that you will be the first one exiting out of the server. So you are sure that you will have actually the ticket you request and a win. So you still wonder why you should rely on our technology. Well, the desiderata are this. We're talking about a highly scalable technology which can be integrated via API and other existing platform, even not scalable platform, and that can manage up to 100,000 requests per second. And it is also a secure software from fraudulent apps that can be developed by hackers in order to damage somehow the ranking. But key differentiators are others, and especially our software avoids waiting times and absence of responsiveness, which are features actually typical of this kind of interactions, and provides a real-time feedback to the users, so ensuring a really user-friendly experience to the users. And that's what makes our software kinda unique, and in fact, it is on its way to patent pending. I talked about use cases before, like I made the example of ticketing, BTS concert ticketing, but actually we're talking about a so versatile technology that can be used in a lot of different situations, such as gamification, limited time sales, public administration services, and also finance services, but of course also e-commerce. And in fact, as we wanted to truly test the efficiency and effectiveness of our software, we actually created by ourselves e-commerce platform called MioMio, entirely run by the RaiseGet software. And why do I am talking about the RaiseGet, the MioMio e-commerce platform? Well, because it was born as the RaiseGet technological demonstrator, but it still can be considered as a product per se, because it has a unique selling approach. In fact, there we sell things in lots, and as it is completely run by the RaiseGet software, it makes it gives the immediate result to the users about their shopping. So the user immediately know if she or he obtained the desired items. Now let's talk about like boring stuff, such as our strategy and business model. Well, for MioMio, it's quite simple because we're talking about an e-commerce platform, so we will take a fee out of the total selling, the total transaction for the seller. But things are a little bit different for RaiseGet because we want to launch it both as a SaaS and pay-as-you-go, and obviously as freemium, but just for marketing purpose for the very first beginning. And you can see also our financial projections, especially for RaiseGet after it is adopted by big players. As you can see, things are expected to go quite well, and especially for like operating expenses, which, as you can see more deeply, are expected to be quite low, especially for the system and cloud expenses, which are very, very low. And as you can see, in the first year, much of the operating expenses are made up by development and sales marketing expenses. This is our road so far. We started in 2019 when CodingMoth was established, and also the RaceGate project actually started. Then in 2021, we started beta testing of both MioMio and RaceGate, and we sparked interest in other Italian companies. And now we are here at a COMEUP conference, also on our way, really close to patent pending. But what's next? Well, maybe, okay, for the first half of 2023, of course, we want to finish beta testing of both MioMio and RaceGate, and then we want also to improve UX and UI of MioMio. Then by 2024, we want to launch both products, and from 2025 on, we want RaceGate to be adopted by at least one of a big player, such as a ticket seller or big retail, and so on and so forth. Before I finish my presentation, let me just introduce you briefly our company and our team. So as I said, we are a steady company since 2019, CodingMoth. And we believe in a better future that is made up of ICT past values and modern nowadays technologies. And you can see that we are a steady company with our numbers. In fact, we are now 12 members. We started in 4. We were now 12. And we have more than 5 big partners and clients. So we have our own customer portfolio, and we collaborate on other projects. And as you can see, we completely self-invested in RaceGate and MioMio, more than 260,000 euros starting from 2019. And this is absolutely from our own income, from other projects we collaborate and we work for. And this is our team, the team of, like the RaceGate team. So the people who work actively on this project, because as you can see, we have also 7 more members working on other projects. But yeah, these are the people who work here for RaceGate, starting from our CEO, Davide Truzzi, and then developers, and then there's also me. And lastly, but surely not least, these are the funds that we want to gain in order to complete the sooner both RaceGate and MioMio. And yeah, the funds are divided both in developing costs for both RaceGate and MioMio and sales marketing expenses as well. Yeah, so I finished my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention and passion. And don't hesitate to contact me anytime if you want to find out more. And yeah. Again, thank you so much, and I have now the pleasure to welcome on stage Lucia, Zappa, and Endelea. Thank you.
Hello everybody, nice to meet you. My name is Lucia Zappa and I'm Head of Sales and New Business for Endelea. I want to start from the name of the company before telling you anything else. Endelea is a Swahili word. Swahili is the language of East Africa and it literally means to keep going without giving up on difficulties. And it's pretty consistent with what I'm going to tell you about, so please keep it in mind while I'm going through the presentation. And now, what is Endelea? Endelea is an ethical fashion brand bridging Europe and Africa. It started in 2018 as a self-funded project made by a person that was sick and tired of the fashion field she was working in. And nowadays, Endelea is this ethical fashion brand that we like to call a bridge of value that comes back and forth in 2 different continents, creating value throughout the supply chain. Our mission is, in fact, to create a positive impact in fashion, a field that we well know as super polluting and harming right now. And why are we doing this? We want to do it because there's a rising question from the market, from young people, Gen Z, but not only. There's like this consciousness is increasing in us all that we need to do better, to find new solutions, to create fashion, which is a field that can move billions and has a great potential, but we're not using it at all. So what we do specifically, we design in Italy securing high premium image of our products, and then we ethically made in Tanzania, produced there with a dedicated team of tailors that we are constantly training to improve the quality of the product. This is our operating model. So as I said before, Endelea is a bridge, but it has also the form of a circle. So everything starts in Italy, where we design with a dedicated team coming from high fashion brands. They were working in Dolce & Gabbana, Furla, and Versace before. They left their jobs to come to work for Endelea. Then, in the same time, fabric sourcing starts. We only work with local resellers, mostly women resellers, and we only buy typical fabrics from Africa. We are expanding the research from Tanzania to other countries nearby, such as Kenya. And then the production starts, the core of everything. We have a dedicated team, as I said before, in Tanzania, where tailors craft the collections in Dar es Salaam, which is the economical capital of Tanzania, where it is very difficult to be a tailor. It's like if you're a tailor, you're literally no one. You won't have any future. But that's different from Endelea, and then now I'm going to explain you how. Then everything is packed in sustainable packaging made by waste fabrics, shipped to the warehouse in Milan, and then sell B2C and B2B through our e-commerce platform and the network of wholesale. And then the circle closes with the ethical mission. We reinvest the 3% of gross annual revenues in a social impact project, and this is the key. This is the secret, not secret, of Endelea. The more we grow, the more impact we can have. So the more the profit is, the better we are doing. Our mission is twofold. On the one hand, we work directly with our team in Tanzania, so we secure them health insurance and a decent lifestyle balance between work and life balance. 96% more than the average of the income of the nation. Health insurance for them and their children, and constant training to be a better tailor for their future. And then we work with the external stakeholders, such as universities, young talents, photographers, stylists, makeup artists, anything we can find on the field that these people are literally struggling to find the possibility to make it. And we're just trying to create a hub, a secure space where they can express themselves and find the possibility to do their work, to do their art. This is Deborah Sinibaldi, and she is designer for Dior and professor at Politecnico of Milan, which is one of the best universities in Europe, if not in the world. And we sponsored a travel to Tanzania. She came with us, and she started our very first pilot project with the University of Dar es Salaam, where 25 students had the possibility to create their own collection. And right now, they are doing an internship in our workshop. And you may think this is simple. It is not. For students like this, it's like life-changing. And we secured this with our income, with that 3% I was talking to you about. But now, where does money come from? From the sale of our products. And what do we sell? We sell clothing, accessories, and home decor. Here you can say two of the main fabrics we've been using so far. This is wax. It's like super traditional, and as you can see, it's very African vibe. And then we started research on the field, looking for more, particular fabrics. This one, the one I'm wearing, is Masai fabrics. Then we have the accessories, as I told you before. And then we have home decor for genderless target. Our business model worked like this. We started as an e-commerce platform, so we were just selling B2C, and as you probably can know, or not, that's the most difficult thing to reach. a community that believe in you and it's gonna buy and it's gonna keep buying through your e-commerce. And we reached that in the first 2 years. So 75% of our income right now comes from B2C. Online with the e-commerce I just told you about, and offline with temporary shops that we started to organize in Milan after COVID. The other 25% comes from B2B. B2B, it's like a new thing to us. We didn't thought about it in the first place, but then very organically and naturally it came to us. Shops started to ask to sell Endelea, and that's what happened. So we are investing a lot in it. We are right now on niche marketplaces, and we have a network of wholesale resellers in Italy, of course, Europe, and here in South Korea. Our target is mostly women, and as for the product I showed you before, we do women clothing, but we also target a genderless target with the home decor. These women are mostly between 30 and 45 years, and they're looking for something that can make a difference in their outfits and in the way they feel about wearing clothes. When we asked them through surveys and focus groups, why do they buy Endelea, these were the answer they gave us. They buy us because we are more than a product. They buy us because we have the ethical mission. We are powerful with the color and prints. Our design are bold, and we have a deep connection with Africa. The conversation with the community is very important to us, and it's telling us that we're going in the right direction. I really like the first quote that I wrote down from the very first survey we did, and Veronica said, "I have never found another brand with such complete value from the mission to the product." So that's our secret, that's our unique selling proposition. Right now, if you just sell clothes, you're not gonna go anywhere. You need a story behind it. You need to give importance to what's behind the label and not only what you're wearing. And, fashion field noticed us a lot, so organically, these are all the features that we gain in the most important fashion magazines, but not all these, you can see also TEDx, Design Boom, 24 Hour, and things like this. And these are awards and accelerators that we want to participate in. Last was Camera Buyer Italia. We were invited for the very first time in Milan Fashion Week in the pavilion Designer for the Planet, and we won both prizes that Camera Buyer were putting for the fair. We were accelerated by B4I, which is Bocconi for Innovation, one of the most important universities in Europe, and we are now being accelerating by Bririmi and X and l'Institut Français de la Mode, concerning more the product development. Coming to attraction, Endelea, as I told you, started in 2018 as a self-funded project and then became a registered company at the end of 2019, and just after 3 months, COVID came. And so it was kind of shocking for us all, as for you, I imagine. But for the business, it was very, very concerning. So we were super surprised when we found out at the end of 2020, revenues were increasing in spite of the crisis. And that's what happened since then. We've been growing a lot, and especially as you can see, and as I anticipated on the B2B revenues, we are right now to date 124% more than the previous year. And this is an interesting data concerning Korean market. If we look at B2B revenues so far, so starting from 2020 when I said we started to do B2B, 25% of these incomes comes from South Korea. So we have kind of our best clients here right now. What we're gonna do about it? We are gonna look for new Korean prospects, increasing the network of wholesale with department stores, private-owned stores, showrooms, and distributors, better understanding how things works here. And then we wanna go for a communication strategy that is gonna help us a lot with the first cluster I showed you of intervention, reaching a media coverage for fashion magazines, influencers, stylists, and K-pop stars. Of course, we just opened our seed round of 2022. In 2021, we raised 245K coming from private investors that really believed in the project and are actively helping us reaching what we're looking for. And the next seed round is aiming to reach 500K that we are going to reinvest in this specific way. Salaries. Salaries because everything we do is people-centered. We could have done bicycle, it would have been the same thing. We really want people involved in the project to be touched, to make a difference in their lives, both in Italy, in Tanzania, in South Korea, it doesn't matter where. Endelea is a bridge and is capable to touch people's lives and to make a difference for these people involved. Not only who's working with us, but also our community. We have a superpower in educating our final customers in conscious consumption. And we're gonna do that, increasing the number of people that collaborate with us. This is our hiring plan for next year's, and these are the people that are actually working on the project right now. Everything started from Francesca De Gottardo, which is our CEO, who left a secure job in Furla to start Endelea, and touched all these lives that you can see, mine included. And we are divided in product, go-to-market, marketing, and accounting. We're trying to covering all the field that we need to make this project work and improve and survive. And these are the people in Tanzania, pretty faces saying hi to you. They're working right now on the next collection, and the team is increasing. It's 15 tailors now, and we are also expanding to other production workshop collaboration in Tanzania and in Kenya. So I started explaining to you what Endelea means, and now I think you can understand. It is difficult. It is very difficult to create connection between continents. It is difficult to understand people's cultures and people's lives and people's needs. But it is important to do it. It is like fundamental. Otherwise, we're not gonna move forward. We're gonna move back. And we really need this. So Endelea means to keep going without giving up. And there is another word that we really like to use, which is asante sana. That means thank you, kansamida. So asante sana to you all for listening to me. And thank you for your attention. Thank you. Okay. Now, I have the pleasure to welcome to the stage Renato Reggiani from Green Being. So please a big round of applause for him. Haha. Kimchi.
Hello, I am Renato Reggiani from Green Being. And we have invented and patented the first innovative air purification system based on plants, the power of plants, and on special photosynthesis stimulator that we have also patented, taken from the space research. We are a young startup. We are Green Being is a joint venture born 1 year ago between two Italian companies, SLAMP, the leading light, and Biopic, to bring wellness back to the indoor places through our powered plants, technology and special light. Who is SLAMP? SLAMP is a company that is 25 years on the market of design market lamps. SLAMP has worked with many very important designers like Zaha Hadid, like Norman Foster, like Faxas and others. Now is exporting up to 95% of its production. Biopic is my company. I am the CEO of Biopic. Is a 7-year-old company that has been incubated in the European Space Agency Business Incubator and is very skilled on space growing technology and indoor technology. We have many patents. We have had a lot of international press coverage, for example, from CNN on our modular system to grow plants on Mars. We also won 2 Italian Sustainability Award by our President of the Republic. And we start our project as an international company in Rotterdam, then came back to Italy, and have been also to work and study in Japan and in Emirates in Dubai. So, the 10,000 liters of indoor air that we breathe every day is 5 times more dangerous than the outside air. That is a very important data that we take from the United States Environmental Protection Agency. So if I do this, could be very dangerous if I am indoor. But even if I don't do this, it could be dangerous. So, why we want to put back plants in our life? Because we need plants, because plants naturally give us fresh air, not synthetic air. The difference is that fresh air has a microbiome with good bacteria that made a good biostimulation of our immunity system. This is very important. NASA, from the United States, in the International Space Station, has discovered that people that stay for a long time on the International Space Station could have very big issues with their immunity system because they are not stimulated by good bacteria. And with a very famous experiment called VEGIS, they have demonstrated that with plants on the International Space Stations, the strength of the immunity system of people there could be improved up to 25%. So we stay more than 95 of our times indoor every day, and with the climate change, this data will arrive in the next 10 years up to 97% of our time. So we want just to bring back wellness, health, and green being for people where they stay during their life, not outside, but indoor. And we can do this with the power of the plants that, for example, absorb CO2 and produce natural oxygen for this indoor environment. But we need to power this effect because we cannot fill everywhere plants. So we have patented this new next generation green wall where in only 2 square meters we can have the effect of more than 300 real plants, but don't have the problem of the maintenance of this plant, because our project is the first plants that are autonomous. We call it plantoid, because our plants take the water to live from the air. So you don't have to connect to the pipeline, you don't have to water these plants every day or 1 time a week to fill a tank, because the plants, with our innovative chemical and biochemical system that is totally different from the classic system that are used to take water from the air, give them what they need. You can also control all, with your smartphone all the functions of our cleaning air system. We call it the Green Station with your smartphone. We also have an AI, artificial intelligence system that understands how to give the best effect for your office, for your home, for your hospital. We have a very strong portfolio of patents. We have 6 patents, and now we are feeling to extend it to international, all these patents. We also have a trademark policy. All our products are full made in Italy. We have many different production sites in Rome, and we can also offer a full coverage of the needs of our clients. What about the market? Now we have a very huge market worldwide, about 10 billion euros. It's like $10 billion, we can assume. This very huge market can be really addressed with our new products, and we will have a turnover of about 100 million euros in the next 5 years. This is some data from Harvard University. There is a small issues over there. And we can show that also plants are not only useful for our health and for our well-being, but can also reduce the stress of the people. So with all these tests, we have a 15% more productivity increase. That is a very, very huge data, up to 26% increase in cognitive scores, and 23% reduction of workplace disorders and absenteeism. And these data are from the office of Pasona Corporation in Korea and in Japan. This is about our competitors. Basically, we have very, on the market, very classic products that they are look good, but are very classic, and the purification effect is only made by the plants, and not with the powered system that we use to power the plants and to have more clean air in the same time unit. There are some that are only decorative, some other that are more technological, but they also need to be connected to a pipeline, and many times you need to do very expensive constructive works to connect this to your pipeline. Our product is the only one that is self-efficiency, energy, and hydro-autonomous. This is a comparative matrix of indoor green wall. Now, we have some competitors from Europe and from United States, but no one has all our innovation, even with the IoT system that we have inside and the cloud system that helps to have the best effect inside your office without you have to worry on how to set this. And how we plan to enter in this market? We are thinking about using the existing worldwide commercial network of Slump. We have just opened 4 stores in Dubai, in London, in Frankfurt, and next month in New York. This is a financial projections of our economic growth in the short and medium term. We think that in the next 4 years, we can have an increase of up 30% every year, and we want to reach the 10% of the total market in the world with our products, and the 5% of the market in Europe. This is my team with Roberto Zigliani, that is the co-founder and CEO of Slump. Roberto Maurizio Paura, this is also a university teacher of design in one of the Italian most important design university. Roberto Tino is a prototyping expert. Lorenzo Cacciani is our finance and accounting manager. We also have many engineers that are working on this project, many botanical people, and we collaborate with a very strong scientific committee. This scientific committee has some very famous Italian professor for economics, like Leonardo Becchetti from Tor Vergata, like Professor Alessandro Flamini, that now is coming back in University of Pavia, but before he taught for 5 years in Harvard University in the United States. The University of Ferrara with the vice coordinator of the bachelor's degree course in agricultural science. And one of the most famous Italian engineer, and she is the head of Roma 3 Department of Engineering and Robotics. And also we have the architects Giorgio Strappazzon, that is the architects who made the new botanical garden in Padua. And Padua was an amazing Italian city where there has been established the first botanical garden in the world more than 1,000 years ago. And we also have the Professor Roberto Pola from Catholic University of Rome, and he is working with us to test our device on problems like how to prevent aging and how to prevent some effects of our normal life, our normal way of life on our health on long period. This is some of the very important target that we have about sustainability. Now we are working with a European program, and we have had the Seal of Excellence from the European Commission. This is why I ask to help us, if is it possible, because we need to find some investor and some industrial partner, because we need $2 million to make the industrialization and the production of our new generation of green wool. I am Renato Reggiani, and if you want to talk with me, I will be here. And now I will be introduce Lorenzo Pittaluga from SHOPTHELOOK.
Hi everyone, I'm Lorenzo Vittorio Pittaluga, head of visual design and virtual reality for SHOPTHELOOK. We have actually a mission as a startup that actually is transform the e-commerce that is actually very boring in something more engaging and more similar to the reality. Actually, as everyone knows, e-commerce is such a boring. Every website looks the same, nearly everyone, just a white background with some impersonal picture. And in fact, people doesn't spend so much time on it. Just is an average time of around 3 minutes for the normal customers. So with my team, we arrived to the trivial conclusion to create something innovative and then really emulates the real experience of shopping. So we create a district, actually a shopping district, on the base of a historical and traditional square of Italian historical center, where actually you can just scroll around and visit your best boutique as in the real life. In fact, our clients spend around 7 minutes till 39 minutes inside. And this is a case study of 500 users tracked by Hotjar. So how we do that? We just want to make something funny, engaging, and realistic, but especially memorable for the customer, so then can come back to your e-commerce. This is the example of our district, and is actually available in every kind of device. So your mobile phone, your laptop, and also your VR technology. We also create with the SHOPTHELOOK tag the possibility to move around the 3D object that you have, for example, your shoes that you want to buy, or in this case, the luggage of Remova. Click it on it, and with the camera of your device and the AR technology, just project in the real scale your project in the space. Also, we started to create this prototype, actually the first prototype of CMS, then allowed the customer, the entrepreneur, to manage without any skill of website management his e-commerce. As a team of architects, we can design everything for you. of everything on your taste and actually can fit of your boutiques, and especially your philosophy of boutiques. So we can just have something that actually looks like the reality shop, the real shop, or something completely imaginary, like, for example, one of our customers would like to have a boutique on the moon surface. How we do make money? We actually emulate a real estate company. So we just build the 3D, the shops. We rent the space in our district, and then we get even a fee of a percentage in what we sell inside our district. We actually are very, very newborn startups, just from the 2020, the end of the 2020, and we want to arrive. Until now, we are self-invested. So, but for this reason, the market, especially in Europe, but in Korea as much more, is really gigantic. So we can think that it will arrive around $50 billion in just a decade, and over 77 billion in 3 years here in Korea. In fact, even if the population here in South Korea is just around 52 millions, there is a market that came over nearly $3 billion only the last years. So of course we have some competitor, some traditional e-commerce, some social commerce platform, and some 3D and AR solution. So we decided to put everything in our platform and create something that really give the complete experience. How we will grow? We started in very little boutiques and local shops, but we want to grow till we arrive to have a collaboration with Oculus, then actually already contact us, with PlayStation, and of course Meta. What we need actually for the pre-seed round, we should just need $500,000. Then we will invest in technology, of course, 20% in administration, and 30% in marketing for getting larger our networking. Who is following us? Actually, Metaverse is getting very interested in us. In fact, the CEO, Ottavia, is right now taking a flight for San Francisco for having a 4-day meeting with Meta. And also in Italy, many universities asked for having a lecture with us, and even articles about our startups. This is the team. It's a little and young team. Ottavia is the CEO, my sister. Lorenzo is me, architect and 3D reality developer. Giovanni is also an architect and 3D artist and web designer. When we have many projects, of course, we have a networking of many freelancers that help us. And yeah. So we are still working for someone else that can help us. Thank you. And as we say in my city, town, it's like broccoli in the pasta. Thank you so much. I'm glad to present you Andrea from TacyPet. TacyPet.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Venturella, CEO and co-founder at TacyPet. And before showing you our product, I would like to introduce us. I would like to talk about our company and what we envision for our domestic pet. So Happy Pet, Happy Life is our motto. What we want to do is to help pet owners to provide the best possible life for their pets. And we want to achieve this with the use of technology. In our vision, we have an ecosystem of smart products all aimed to give the pet owner the best possible life for his pet. In our team, we have all kinds of expertise that can help us to achieve this. I'm the CEO and co-founder. My brother, Luca Venturella, is the CTO. He has 10 plus years in IT. We also have a fractional CMO and CFO. And our product specialist is Eleonora Ganocci, who is a first-level veterinary and a certificate dog handler. And we also have a 3D designer and engineer for the plastic molding of the kennel. So what is the problem that we face every day as pet owners? So first of all, it's very difficult to create a comfortable temperature for our pets. For example, let's think at a very hot summer that I also heard that here in Korea is very common. And let's think for some kind of breeds of dogs that suffers a lot from heat. For example, huskies. Or maybe also some smaller rodents like chinchillas that suffer from heat. In this case, you cannot use directly, for example, air conditioning unit because that could give you some health problems for the smaller rodents. And also you have the same kind of issue during the winter. The second problem that we face is keeping track of the health status of our animal. For example, when you're following a specific ill treatment for your pet or a specific diet, you need to get a precise weight every time of the animal, and also you need to keep track of the resting time of your pet, your dog, your cat, and that's pretty difficult and also inconvenient if you need to just bring the animal every time to the vet. So this is another problem that we face. The last one is a problem related to the attachments of our pets from us and from them. For example, we want to check our pet every time when we are not at home through a webcam system. And also, is estimated that 20 to 40% of dogs that are presented to a veterinary behavior specialist will be diagnosed with separation anxiety. So there are some problems related to the behavior, especially in dogs. The solution that we propose is a smart kennel, so a high-tech home for pets. It can control the temperature of this pet house to some thermoelectric cooling system. It can track the weight and also the resting time of the pet. And most importantly, it can track the behavior of your dogs. So it can alert you if it detects some strange behavior. For example, if it triggers some separation anxiety. But it can also allow you to check on your animal through a webcam. Currently, we developed a prototype that is all resin 3D printed. And that also have all the sensor and the hardware needed. Keep in mind that the design, the hardware, and the software is all made in-house by us, so it's all proprietary technology. As you can see, it is aimed to small to medium-sized dogs, up to 20 kilos in weight. And in future improvements that we have currently in mind will be a removable door for easy transportation, but also an even extra large version, for example, for huskies or even larger dogs. If we look at briefly at our competitors, what we can see is that most of them offer some kind of solution for the heating and the cooling part, and also have some kind of mobile app connected and integrated to the pet house. But the uniqueness of our products comes from obviously the design and the size, because it is aimed to small and medium-sized pets, not only dogs, but also cats, small rodents, chinchillas, rabbits, and so on. And also, it is the integrated artificial intelligence systems that you use for the alert to the pet owner is unique to our product. And obviously, our kennel has the bed is removable and washable, comes from Italian fabrics, so obviously it's high quality. And it has a mobile app connected, so the pet owner can just check on the weight tracking data, can control the temperature, and so on. So thanks to this, we can think that a higher price can be charged instead of our competitors. They're also very cheaply. The first validation that we ran was on the US market, obviously, because the pet industry expenditures is just increasing. And also from some surveys, we found out that there are a lot of households that own a dog. So the pet market is huge there. But what we can find is here in Korea, the situation is pretty similar. So from the Korean Pet Report of 2021 by the KB Management Institute, we found out that almost 1 in 3 Korean households has a pet, of which almost 73% are dogs. So the most common breed obviously is the Maltese here in Korea. So he's a pretty small-sized dog, so he's perfect for our kennel. And the market size in Korean won is just constantly increasing and is forecast to reach 5 trillion Korean won in 2023. The validation that we run was made in the United States, as stated previously, and the customer funnel was like this. So we started with some advertisement on Facebook and Instagram, and then this advertisement will channel the customer to a landing page where we have a blog with also some curiosities about pets. And from there, the customer will just just give a subscription to our newsletter and also make a reservation for a kennel with a discount when the kennel will be launched. And from this validation that we run, we got some metrics. So the percentage that you see on the right are the real percentage that we got from our validation. And from them, you can extrapolate with an hypothetical, obviously, advertisement budget to get the number on the middle. But keep in mind that, for example, the cost per lead that we got was $2, and the customer acquisition cost was more or less $75. What we need right now. So currently, we are in a prototype stage, and we need some funds to do the industrialization phase. In our initial plan, we need something around $350K, obviously, because we are planning to launch a crowdfunding campaign. And for the crowdfunding campaign, we estimate to sell more or less 1,200 units, and that will give us the 400Ks that you see in the crowdfunding pie chart. Currently, we just self-finance ourselves, both the prototyping stage and the market validation with the $15K. The business model that we propose and from which we got the forecast on the financial projection that we'll show you very briefly is the one-time buy option for the kennel. So the price will be set at $300, more or less. And from there is also a subscription system for the smart features of the kennel with various degree of features, obviously. And in the last subscription, the ultimate subscription, the customer will just be able to take a photo of some specific area of the animal, and then to a web platform that we are developing, a specialized veterinary will just check on the photos to check if something's wrong with the animal, or if something is, if everything is fine. So. The projection are extrapolate obviously from the metrics that we got and from the business model that we currently envision. In the timeline, where we are now is we developed the MVP, obviously, the prototype, and we did the first market validation in the US. And when we first received the funds, we plan to launch the crowdfunding campaign, and from there, we expect to launch the product in 7 to 8 months, because the industrialization phase that we are right now just requires some modification to the kennel to just be made ready for industrialization. So in 7 to 8 months at the end of the crowdfunding, we expect to launch the product. And from there also, we are planning to do the patent application for the utility model, because right now, the only thing that is patented is the design of the kennel, but we also plan to patent obviously the utility model, and then some other certifications specific to a market, and then some other software development to add more features to the kennel. So, thank you for your attention, and if you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, you will see also some more real shooting of the kennel, and if you go to our website, you also get, you can also pre-order, pre-order with a discount of the kennel. So, thank you, and now I would like to introduce you to Costanza from Ta-Daan.
So, Ta-Daan! Hi everyone, I'll be the last pitching, so you'll probably be a little bit tired, but please bear with me a little bit longer. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a story to start. So everybody meet Ha-yoon. She's 26 years old, she lives in Seoul, South Korea, and she works for a big company as an accountant. As many millennials, she's fed up with increasingly standardized world we live in, and she's on a journey to become a more conscious consumer. Therefore, she also willing to spend up for high-quality handmade pieces. However, she doesn't know the artisans, and also she doesn't have time to go shopping. But she prefers, on the other hand, to shop online, like all the Amazon generation we are. And on the other side of the globe, we have Bona Calvi. She's 22 years old, and she has specialized in jewelry making, refusing a more standard career. And so therefore she crafts beautiful, unique pieces of jewelry, and she wants to sell them online, of course. However, she has so little exposure, and she's very localized, and also she struggles with all the logistic and internal shipping. So our solution is to build a platform where these two girls can meet each other, because right now they're failing to connect, even if they're looking for each other, because they're living in two different sides of the world, the online and the offline. So yes, our solution is to build this space where the two girls can finally come along. And Ta-Daan Shop is a creative and community-driven e-commerce with a global selection of cool artisanal products. All like these on the pictures here are just some examples of the products we sell, as well as this jacket I'm wearing today. These are accessories for people and home, and what they have in common is what we call the Ta-Daan factor. So they're all products that are sustainable, cool, and of course, handmade. So the business model is pretty clear, is based on the drop shipping. We connect craft lovers and artisans, and we take commission on the products sold. So it's up to 38%. It's also interesting to notice the market. We have a big market opportunity. If you think that in 5 years the handicraft market is gonna double. Also, it's interesting to see that young generation are already much employed in the handicraft sector. And also, by a survey made in the US last year, we can see that consumers are really willing to support small businesses and buy from them. And so if you think that two girls of the beginning should be connected, I'm going to tell you now why we are the best positioned to do so. We have a quite competitive advantage built in these years, as we started as a media company in 2019, building a community of craft lovers counting more than 200,000 people, and also, of course, working with the artisans and having on database more than 5,000 of them. We have worked with them with art direction, content creation, storytelling, and these, you can see, are just some of the examples of the many, many collaborations we did with artisans worldwide. And yeah, so on these premises, we have built and recently launched our MVP, onboarding more than 60 artisans from 7 countries in Europe and having listed more than 300 products. This, of course, helped us to test the product market fit and also to see the average onboarding time of the artisans, which is around 2 to 3 weeks. And of course, also, we could collect a pretty standard traction. So let's go back to Ayun for a second so we can understand how everything works. She's very much a social shopper. She probably starts from Instagram. She finds something that she really likes, and she wants to see more on the website. From here, she can see who's the person behind the product and read all about the story, how the product is made, and all the techniques and materials. And this really makes the difference in something that is handmade, right? Also, she relies a lot on other people's opinions, so she obviously can have a look in the reviews and also read all the details on the detailed product page. And as she also values the sustainability of the products she buys, she can have a look into that as well from the product page we provide. And of course, proceed to checkout. So when we talk about craftsmanship, the elephant in the room is always scalability. And so let's address it. Our key is the supply chain strategy. And so we forecast to have on board more than 150 artisans by the end of 2023 and having the capacity of selling more than 16,000 products. And why Korea is our next market. So thinking globally after Europe, Korea can be very interesting for us as Korea is a very much consumer society. So people buy things to show a status. And no matter the global crisis that is affecting all of us, this doesn't apply very much here in the luxury sector, so the luxury products. Also, it's very interesting to notice how the trend of social shopping is growing, and also their interest for Korean people for foreign products, so products from Europe, for example. And yeah, also young people, the younger generation, are really asking for sustainability. It's also interesting to see how much Korean people are using e-commerce, so it's a very solid and very democratized. 90% of the population already uses e-commerce, and this is going to rise by 2023 up to 93%. And among the growing sectors, there is interior decoration, fashion, and luxury goods. So now we are fundraising for our second round. We are looking for 1,200,000 of which are already committed to invest in marketing, of course, especially digital marketing activities, to expand the team, and also work on the technology, so improve the user experience of the website and adding contents through video and animations. I'm Costanza, I'm CPO and founder of Ta-Daan, and this is the rest of the Ta-Daan Dream Team. So we are 4 female co-founders and a female team. Therefore, we're also very active in the female entrepreneurship. And among the recent awards we won, we are now accelerating in 2 programs, one in Milano and one here in Seoul, with Awesome Venture, with the Global Startup Program. And we will be in Silicon Valley in June for another accelerating program we won thanks to the Tech Chill pitch battle. I really hope that this pitch has interested you and that you have a lot of questions for me, so please reach out and follow us, of course. 감사합니다. Thank you.
네, 이탈리아무역공사 주관 글로벌 스타트업 프로그램 참가자들 피칭을 들어주신 여러분 진심으로 감사드립니다. 피칭 행사 이후에도 저희 기업들이 이곳에 머물면서 다른 세션들을 관람할 예정이기 때문에 또 저희 피칭을 들으시면서 관심이 생기신 분들이 계시다면 자유롭게 기업들과 얘기 나누시면 좋을 것 같습니다. 또 바로 뒤에 이곳에서 소카와 우아한 형제들이 후원하는 쿠폰 이벤트와 티타임이 이어지니까 남아서 즐겨주시면 감사하겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다.